Hey everybody, just a quick disclaimer before you watch this next episode. There is some mic issues on my end. Austin and Riley's audio is perfectly clear, but that's something that I'm going to have to fix for the next episode, but it shouldn't happen again. Just wanted to go ahead and apologize and we'll give you guys a quick warning. Thank you. Enjoy the video. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of Idiot Savants. It's a new year, and that's going to be plenty room for new episodes and headassery. So I'm excited. What about y'all? How was y'all's holidays?
It's fantastic.
I'm depressed, man.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of that
Just got
2020
back from
depression.
Alabama.
Oh,
so.
yeah. That probably doesn't help at all.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Any
pretty depressed.
brighter notes in here?
Any what?
Nah.
Nah, y'all's holidays sucked.
I mean,
Christmas was pretty
it was
good.
pretty average. I mean, 2020 or COVID kind of canceled a bunch of plans, but like my New Year's plans got canceled because of COVID.
I hate cancel culture.
Yeah, some of my
Sorry, Grandma, I won't be seeing you this Christmas.
yeah, these radical COVID molecules
I know. Shit's crazy.
super far left, canceling my holidays, man. I can't take it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then the fucking Christmas Day, just when you think it couldn't get any worse, when a couple of your dinners are canceled, some dude just decides to bomb downtown Nashville.
Did you
Yeah,
see
you
that
told me
they
about that.
They knew why? They know why he did it now?
I don't think they have a motive. I haven't really been following
No,
it.
they found a motive. He's a
They did?
QAnon dude. And he thinks that 5G is like brainwashing us, so he tried to blow up the AT&T tower, which he did. It
There's
stopped
no
the
way that was the
AT&T.
motive.
It was. That's why he didn't want to kill any civilians. He
Was
just
that
wanted to blow
that
up
was the
AT&T
speculated
tower.
one, or is that the one that they like?
No, that's like
because you know how
like,
you know how headlines are.
investigators. No, it was investigators.
Yeah. How'd they know
And
that
the
he died in
reason-
the bombing?
Well, they know because his neighbor. So basically, this is what happened.
What?
He had a
What?
girlfriend
Oh,
that
yeah.
tried to call the cops on him because he had been making this bomb for like a year. She tried to call the cops on him, and they couldn't
Damn.
find shit on him.
A year?
So they Baker acted. They Baker acted the chick because they thought that she was like delusional because she would just kept calling the cops. Then the dude's lawyer tried to like he found out he was making a bomb, and he tried
Wait,
to
she
call the
called
cops on
multiple.
him.
She called multiple times to try to report him,
Yes.
and they're
Yeah.
like, she delusional.
I think
There's a
they
non-existent RV
like
bomb.
questioned him, but like they were just like they just thought that she was fucking crazy. Then the lawyer called the cops, and they just knocked on his door and was like, "Let us in." And then they didn't let him in, and they didn't get a search warrant for a fucking bomb. So as soon as he didn't answer, they're like, "Whatever." Flash forward to the bombing, nobody knew who the fuck it was, and then this dude's neighbor calls and was like, "Hey, I had a neighbor that had an RV that looked just like that, and it's not here anymore." So yeah, that's how they found out. And he tried to bomb the AT&T building, which is like it's like renowned in
Yeah, it looks.
Nashville for
It looks
looking
like
like
a
the Batman
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
Yeah, they call it the Batman building.
Which-
That's the block he bombed.
Yeah. Well, if you're
Have y'all
familiar
ever
with
heard?
Second Avenue, you would the location of the bombing was not really near that building, so he was a little off.
Have y'all ever heard of the book Anarchist Cookbook?
No.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so this guy basically wrote this book in the early 70s that was a complete list of he was like a big anarchist, right? Anarchists are like don't like any sort of governmental structure. And he wrote this book about how to make like all these different types of bombs and IEDs and all this shit all before the internet.
Interesting.
And he sold tons and tons of copies and like I think like the Oklahoma City bombing and shit like that. Some of that stuff was
Taken straight out of
you
there.
know, yeah, taken straight out of the book, and he's like shown a lot of remorse for it and stuff, but for like writing the book. But actually, what's
Interesting.
really funny is like the FBI took that book. So first of all, he can't make it stop being printed because the publisher owns the entire
Right.
exclusive rights to the book.
Right.
But the FBI published like copies of that book with the wrong information in it, so that if you tried to craft the bomb, like the person would blow up and like kill themselves.
Oh.
So
Really?
yeah, there were a lot of versions of that book published by our government, which was like scuffed, so it would kill people who tried to like make the shit in it.
Yeah, that is
What? That
Yeah,
is
we were
so
just
crazy.
talking about like bombing stuff. That's just like some weird thing I learned.
That
So.
is so interesting. I'd wonder how, like, I know, like, the Boston bombings, for example, those are like crock pot bombs. Like, I know, like, that those are like commonly made, but I mean, this dude's bomb was huge. That's why it took him about a year to make. It's kind of
crock
crazy.
pot bombs. Those don't seem like they'd be very effective because they got to sit for like 6 to 8 hours, right?
Well, yeah, when people are running a
He's talking
marathon.
about what he meant was pressure cooker.
Yeah,
Oh
pressure
yeah,
cooker. That's what they're called.
I was about
A
to
lot,
say.
for some reason, I always think they're made in crock pots or something. But those are like the Boston bombings ones. It's kind of crazy.
Like the marathon,
Um,
right? That's what you're talking about. The Boston,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because
Like the people were just running down the finish line, and then boom, big bomb.
yeah, too much pressure. Yeah, yeah. That never makes for a
Too
good
much
combination.
crock. Too
Yeah,
much crock in the pot, and then they're done.
that would be an interesting bomb as a crock pot bomb. Honestly, like
Just fucking throwing a crock pot at people. Like
yeah,
what?
just all the ingredients just brewing. Something sinister is coming in like 6 to 8 hours.
It's meatloaf. It's
Yeah,
meatloaf in a crock pot.
you
That's the
you
crock
could
pot
hide
bomb.
it within the meat.
Do
Yeah,
people cook meatloaf in crock pots?
yeah.
Maybe, but when somebody goes in there, like if you're doing like chicken or something, and they go in there to shred it, it just explodes. You know? I don't know.
But
It
what's
sounds
funny
cool.
actually is like the day that the bomb, or a couple days after the bomb had went off, I had a flight to see some friends in Virginia, and there was like all this shit on the internet that was like the bomber tried to take out the AT&T tower so people could like siege airline planes and start fucking, like crashing them all over the United States. And like,
Yeah,
that's cool and all, but I was at the airport when I read that. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
yeah, and
I was like, hello.
they before they like actually confirmed his identity, they released like his suspected identity to the public, and everybody was saying on Twitter that they were not confirming or releasing his identity to the public because he was a white male. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think it's because they didn't want people just to label it as like terrorism or
Yeah,
something.
well, it ended up happening anyways. They're like the very first public like address was labeling it a terrorist attack.
I mean, I think that's kind of hard. Like, are there like parameters for something to be considered a terrorist attack? Like, are there like specific ones?
You
Most
have to
people
kill
correlate
a
it with
certain amount of people, I
most
think, and it has to be politically motivated.
that's what it's normally
Okay.
correlated with, but everybody was immediately saying that it was a terrorist attack, regardless if it was not political or. I mean, there were some people that were injured, but I don't think anybody actually died from it aside from him. I'd have to look at the numbers again. Like if you go to like look at a headline or an article right now, it'll probably say it was still a terrorist attack.
Well, like, I don't know. I think
I
that
kind
like
of have
if it
mixed.
was someone that was Muslim, it instantly would have been considered a terrorist attack. So you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because it'll be like, well, the media will take it and strew it as like a religious attack or something. But like, just because it's a white male, I don't know. I think that was like one of the complaints from the public, right? Was that they weren't labeling it a terrorist attack or releasing his identity because he was a white male. So I don't know. It just seems kind of far fetched.
Maybe they weren't releasing his identity for like investigation reasons. Maybe they
Maybe.
had a lead on something and they didn't want anybody to know their lead.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I was sitting in my gate, ready to my plane, and I was like, yo, what the fuck, bro? I'm literally about to die.
Yeah. Yo, who done it, bro?
I know, like, what in the hell?
I didn't find out about it until I think actually maybe I did find out about it on the same day. But my dad lives closer to Nashville, and he said that he heard the initial gunshots or
Yeah.
that were like alerted nearby residents to call the police and stuff. And then like an hour later, he said he heard the explosion.
Yeah, I have a family friend that lives in Nashville. She lives like 9 blocks away from Second. Was it on Second, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, she lives like 9 blocks away from where the bomb was, and it went off, and she instantly called my aunt, who she's really close friends with, and was like, "I think that there was a terrorist attack in Nashville. A bomb just went off, and everyone's freaking out."
Yeah, it did a lot of
But
damage. I'm pretty
yeah, it
certain that
did.
Second is still closed down, and like they shut down airport access and everything for like almost a
Yeah.
week afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty insane. But aside from that, you guys
Pretty
had good
fucking crazy.
holidays.
Aside from the bomb, You can laugh about it somewhat because no one died, right? Is that like the rule? Like,
That dude died. I don't think anybody
well,
cares.
I mean,
I don't think anybody cares about that. But there were some
yeah.
people that were injured. Maybe one dude has impaired hearing now, but
Fuck his hearing.
Shouldn't be
I
walking
mean,
too close
yeah.
to RVs that are screaming that they're gonna blow up.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it like civilians, please
Hey
leave? Or
now,
some
what's
shit.
that sound? Everybody like, let's go.
I
It's
can't. I
like,
can't
what?
imagine if I'm walking down on Second and I see an RV just like and I hear it blaring a message to evacuate. I don't think I'm gonna stick around. I think I'm just gonna immediately like be like,
damn, bro, hold on. I want some of this Panera soup real quick. Let me just
Yeah,
dip in
like,
here.
what?
yeah. I was,
Oh.
how good is the baguette and French onion soup compared to sitting in this blast radius? What else is
Maybe they just
there?
wanted to check out the RV.
Yeah,
Christmas was all right though.
Christmas. Yeah.
Do you guys
Hung
get
out with my family.
anything?
Yeah, man.
Well, we're not children anymore, Riley, so that's not really how Christmas works for us.
I got
Okay,
I got
I'm
some
not
gift
a child
cards.
either, but me and my family members give each other gifts.
Yeah, I don't feel like
We
that's a
just
very
punch each other.
arbitrary tradition.
That's what happens when your family loves you. They give you
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that.
I didn't get any gifts for anybody, and I take a lot of pride in that. Gotta
Yeah.
save some bucks where you can. You feel me?
I got some of my
I
family
got,
like these fold out rocking chairs that they wanted.
Ooh,
Nice,
dude.
fancy.
It's like the most bumpkin shit I've ever seen, but they wanted them, so there you go. I got them
Who
that.
cares, man? If they
Yeah.
don't want it, then
Yeah,
they're asking
like-
for it.
Yeah, I wanted to
They're
go
like,
I
out.
didn't get anything crazy.
My mom got me like a bed skirt and some curtains. So I'm like, oh, thanks.
A bed skirt? What the fuck
Ooh.
is that?
Is it on right
Oh.
now?
The fuck no, it's not on. Yeah, what? Are you crazy? She
Unlike
got me
That
the
would require
curtains,
him
and
to
like
put
I
it
have like
on.
these blackout curtains, and she's like, "Have you put
Ooh.
your curtains up yet?" I'm like, "No, those things will probably never see. Like those things will probably never be hung." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because these keep my room pitch black, and yours will not."
Yeah, I can't have blackout curtains because then I'll just never wake up.
Yeah, I had blackout curtains in high school. It was pretty bad
It's
idea.
deadly.
Yeah.
You don't wake
I don't know
up
if it's
ever.
healthy for me, but I certainly enjoy them.
I was late to
It
school
fucks
every
up my
day.
circadian rhythm.
Well, did you guys do anything for New Year's or no?
Yeah,
I went to a
hung out with some
wedding.
friends.
Oh, that's right, you did. Yeah, you went to Alabama. How amazing was Alabama?
Oh, it was pretty bad. I stayed in probably the worst hotel I've ever stayed in my life. It was like the
Did you
Holiday
see the
courtyard by
gas station
Marriott.
by Mobile that says on the front, it says, well, first of all, there's KKK signs everywhere. This is right outside of Mobile. This is near where I go to school. And it's called Pritchard. And there's a gas station that says, no N-words, like, allowed. And they just won't take it down for some reason. Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't go that far in.
And if they have they are like openly showing a gun on the counter, like as if they're gonna like shoot an EPOC that walks in. So yeah, just wondering if you saw that monument, because I go in that gas station, or I actually went in it once because that shit's actually terrifying. Like you walk in and they instantly look at you to see if you're like white or not. It's fucking crazy.
See, you always
Where'd you
hear
go in
about that
Alabama?
kind of stuff, but I don't think I've ever really experienced like blatant racism.
Yeah, you have
like
to
that.
live in like lower Alabama.
Well, you're white, so that would kind of.
Well, I don't mean it like
Well,
targeted.
he lives in
that wasn't
Murfreesboro.
targeed towards him. I don't. Who lives in
Okay, well, here's
Murfreesboro?
an example. Like, so we have this like place you can go and buy grain, like deer feed, like corn, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And where you pull over to get your truck loaded by the workers, for the longest time there was two doors over there for bathrooms, and one said like white and the other said colored. And that was when I was like 12 or 13. So
See, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
didn't, they just
Though.
didn't take him down?
no, they didn't take it down. That shit's been there since like the fucking 50s. This shit was lead painted onto those doors.
Like I can't
Oh,
recall
no.
seeing like structural racist architecture or like decorations in public aside from museums. And I've been like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's possible that I may have seen it. I just can't remember it. But I mean, obviously, I don't take a lot of trips to Alabama, so that probably helps too.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, this
There's
was in
literally
Florida.
nothing
This was
there.
in North Florida, what I was talking about. But
Yeah, but that's lower Alabama.
honestly, like, you know, the only reason we went up there is because like they wanted to get married on her family farm or whatever, so they got married in front of this creaky ass windmill, and it was pretty cool. They had a live band. Oh my god, a super funny thing happened. There was this old guy who was listening to the live band, and the live band was playing like, like blues and funk music, and like pretty much like entirely black artists. Just like
Yeah.
all your classic like 70s, 80s like funk town beats and stuff like that.
Right.
And this guy comes out to the fire where like me and my girlfriend are sitting alone, and so I try to strike up some small talk with him. Like, man, the band's pretty good. Normally wedding bands aren't that great, but this one's pretty good because they had a full band. They had like all the instruments. And he's like, yeah, well, you see, the reason why this one's so good is they're not trying to play that rap music or nothing because it was an all black band. And I was like, oh boy. He's like, normally these folk this close from saying the N-word, like that close, you could hear it. And he was like, normally these people, want to play all this rap music and stuff, but when they come here and play, these songs of our youth and stuff and really connect to these country people, that's what makes them good. So I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, like, well, first of all, I don't think any of these artists have been white yet that they've played. Like, these are all just like, black and like blues songs. But the funniest thing is, like, as soon as he walked away, not 10 seconds later, fucking Waka Waka Flame comes on.
Yes.
It was that Little John. It was Get Low by Little John.
Oh, nice.
And I just started laughing my ass off. I didn't see him after that. He might have left the wedding, but I'm talking about right after he left. To the window,
like he would leave.
To the wall. Yeah, I bet he absolutely
that
loved
is fucking great. Yeah, it's probably his favorite song.
Well,
that's some funny shit.
Well, he was in Alabama. You went to Virginia, right?
Yeah, I went to Virginia. I flew into DC, and then I drove down to Virginia. There's this like really nice airport called Dulles International, and it's like DC's international airport, and it's like a mall. It's not even like it's an airport, but like when you're walking to baggage claim, there's like Versace, Gucci, Armani, like Ferragamo, like there's all these crazy ass stores because it's like all the rich people fly into DC through there, right?
Right.
And like it was crazy. There's Michelin star restaurants in there. Bobby Flay has a restaurant. Do you guys know who Bobby Flay is?
Oh, I could fuck with some Bobby Flay.
Yeah, he has a restaurant in there. I think Gordon Ramsay has one. It's fucking crazy. And so yeah, I felt poor when I was walking through there. And then and then all the terminals are connected by a train. Like you don't walk on that airport at all. And it's not like your like casual train. It's like a really fucking nice like high-speed train. So like yeah, that shit was crazy. But I went to Virginia to just hang out with some friends. I went for a few days. Nothing crazy.
That's good.
Just for New Year's.
Right on.
New Year's was fun.
2021 is hopefully going to be better than 2020 for a lot of people. Do you guys? I'm not personally a big New Year's resolution type of guy. Do you guys have any?
I think that shit's corny.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, why do people wait until the New Year's to start improving themselves? Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of people around me who were like, "Oh, I want to stop, like dipping or smoking cigarettes or drinking." It's like, okay. So like,
probably should have done that anyways.
Yeah, I was like, I'll stay away from y'all for like a few months because y'all are gonna be bitchy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yup, and it's like I don't want to sit there and call you a bitch, so then you start smoking again.
The worst part is like when your family starts coming up with resolutions for you. Like my mom's like, "You should stop vaping." Like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Why not? It's just a habit. I was like, "Motherfucker, aren't you drinking beer right now? Shut up, leave me alone."
Like, don't you wake up in the morning and drink a vodka Sprite every day? Like,
yeah, easy.
Everyone just starts attacking each other, bro. That's what happens, bro.
Yeah, this is like every family gathering, but it's like...
I think that the people that are like, this year's going to be my year. Like, I literally block New Year's on my Twitter thing, so I don't see people that are like, this year's my year, or like, my new resolution is to like talk to my friends more or something, or like
bro, those people who are like, this year's my year are the most hopeless pieces of shit in
I
all
know
society.
they're down bad.
These people are never going anywhere. this is my
Nope.
year. It's like, no, you still can't pay rent. Like you're working at Starbucks. Fucking, your writing career is not going anywhere. You're trying to, make a career playing piano, but you can't. Like, fuck off.
That sounds rather
Just go-
introspective.
just go stock some shells, dude.
Somebody had a failed
Yeah,
piano career in this call.
yeah,
Right?
someone clearly tried to write some books and it didn't work.
This man can't try to release the piano cookbook and utterly failed, and now stocks the dairy shelves at Winn-Dixie for all of eternity.
Well, at least I'm going to college. At least I'm not getting an arts degree.
Future low-level bureaucrat.
I think I like the idea of getting an arts degree, but it's not practical enough for it to make sense. So anytime you talk to an art major, like they have a lot of interesting like things to tell you, but
teach with it.
Yeah,
We got to tread lightly here.
well, why?
I have a I know
My
I have a friend
girlfriend's
in
an
Miami.
art major.
Oh, is
yeah.
she?
Don't you
Yeah.
make fun of her?
Well,
for
that's
it?
that's good for her, man. She's going places,
But she
maybe
makes more
not
than
the-
I do. So
well, she works at Winn-Dixie with you, right?
Is she
So
the
there we
manager
go.
or something? Is she the manager?
It's like an
she's
assistant
like a
manager, right?
lead.
Mm.
She's
Oh,
like
she's the
lead.
breadwinner. Okay. I actually, I have a friend that lives in Miami that does art, and he like just does art for a gallery, and they like post it, and he makes a shitload of money.
Oh
He has
yeah,
his
yeah.
masters in art.
Yeah.
If you like if you
If
have
you're
a lot of
talented enough.
clients or yeah, you could do a lot of freelance work or do galleries or something. There's definitely a lot of different ways to get sources of income when it comes to like art and like photography and stuff like that. It's just not it's not practical for people who aren't good at solving problems or like who like people who lack critical thinking and stuff. Who can like basically run their
Or
own
people
business.
who like just don't have the motivation. Like I don't think I could have the individual motivation that would be needed to like sell my art,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you really
because that takes a lot of ground game that I just don't think, like, I don't have the motivation for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably something a little unrelated, but I think is probably the most important question of all. What do you guys think of the McRib?
I've never had a McRib.
Bro, if you eat the McRib, don't worry about the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. If you-
I've
if-
never had a McRib.
It's,
You've
I mean,
never
it's
had-
pretty
yeah.
good actually.
Really?
That's
See,
pretty
I'm
good.
not a big fan of it myself. I think if I think you have to be built differently to thoroughly enjoy the McRib, unironically.
I don't know, man.
How differently? How many chromosomes are we talking about?
At least 2 to 5 difference, negative or positive. Something's
that's a
going
lot,
on.
dude.
Yeah, something's going
Nah,
on
that
there.
shit will give you an extra chromosome. Like that, like my sister used to work at McDonald's, real shit. And she used to tell me like all that nasty shit. Like, do you know how they make their chicken nuggets?
It's like a paste, right?
Yeah.
So they'll take the breast and the legs and the wings off of a chicken, and like all like they'll like
They make a smoothie out of
go
it, and then they deep fry it.
yeah
Yeah.
they take the bones
Mm.
out, but like the eyes, the feet, the brain, the heart, all that shit just goes into a pink paste,
Oh yeah.
and then they just flavor it tiny like a little bit, and then yeah.
That's
And
what
the
America's all
McRib,
about.
it looks fucking disgusting without the sauce on it. Like, it literally looks like a fucking step ladder. Like, and then they just put some sauce on it. That shit is nasty, bro. But it tastes hella good. So like, the fuck.
It's about to go out of season, so any of y'all
Yeah, I'm
listening
kinda-
out there
I'm
that
kinda
are in the mood
tilted.
for a McRib, you better get you one soon, or you're gonna have to wait till
Or
next
else you-
holiday season.
Or else you might not die of like fucking colon cancer.
Yeah. They should probably give out free COVID vaccines with each McRib, though.
Yeah, I know.
What do y'all
Or,
think
like-
about that lady who sued McDonald's like a handful of years back for
The
like
hot
that?
coffee.
Yeah, the hot coffee.
I think
Genius.
I think she's a genius. She's an idiot savant for sure. She definitely she doesn't have the mental capacity to understand that when she orders a hot coffee that it may be hot, but at the same time, like she's on a different spectrum where she's like, you know what,
Finesse.
I can catch a bag here.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
used to
fat
think the
fat.
same thing, but like the fact is, like, what really happened is that McDonald's had already been told before that like they had to reduce the temperature of their coffee
Yep.
being
you're right.
served because the coffee was coming out at like fucking 400 degrees or something. Like
Yeah,
when
it
it
was like
when it
scalding
spilled,
hot.
yeah, when it spilled on her, like it gave her like 3rd-degree burns. She had to get like skin grafts and shit. Like it fucked her bad. It wasn't just like a, oh no, I spilled a hot cup of coffee on me. It was like
Yeah,
You know?
like
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: is like every single restaurant like that, they have like a guideline of what their shit is supposed to be cooked at, right? So like chicken, for example, needs to be cooked at 165. What they had in their manual for the coffee was like way lower than what they were that in that specific location was cooking it at. So she hired a lawyer to see if she could like sue them at all, if there was any grounds, if there's any ground to sue on. And the lawyer read that manual and was like, "Holy shit, their coffee was like 100 degrees hotter than it's supposed to be."
Yeah, and
So boom,
originally the
bag.
lady just wanted enough to pay her medical bills, but like the people within the lawsuit and like her lawyer and stuff told her to get more because it was like a super
I
fucked
mean, yeah.
situation.
I mean, it's a fucking $1 billion corporation. Fuck them, right? Like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean,
So we just shit on some poor old lady, Gavin. You fucking loser, not knowing all the facts.
hey man, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I said she was brilliant in one sense, and then I feel like that's like the general consensus among people who have heard about that, right? They think that she's like kind of
A snowflake.
Yeah, well, I thought like, in my head at the beginning, I was like, oh, she poured like a cup of hot coffee on her and she wanted to get a bag, but like, yeah, I don't know, that shit was pretty fucking hot and she had to get skin grafts. That's kind of tough.
yeah. See, I
Yeah, skin grafts are horrible.
now I'm able to understand that one a little bit more and sympathize slightly. Not a lot, just slightly.
Not a lot, but still,
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah. I guess maybe there's a slight tone of jealousy somewhere there where I wish I could have just absolutely dumped an entire pot of coffee from McDonald's on my forehead and made bank. But that's just not the time we live in. However, the other lawsuit that I thought was even more interesting than that was people who were unaware of the amount of calories they were consuming. So then they had to start making the nutrition facts like very evident and start adding salads
I
to the
think that's
menu
a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing, but like, what kind of person like goes to McDonald's or like Hardee's or Carl's Jr. or some shit and is like, man, what a nutritious meal for me. Like, and then all of a sudden, they wake up like 3 months later and like, I've gained 25 pounds. What the fuck's going on?
What's going on?
Right.
Who I gotta sue somebody? What the hell?
What the
I
hell?
think that we live in such a sue happy culture. I could sue you right now for whatever the fuck I wanted. It doesn't matter if I have any grounds to sue you on that are like I'll be able to win. I'll force you to get a fucking lawyer.
That's an interesting
Like,
flex. Please expand upon that.
like,
Bro, you know how much determination and money it takes to sue like a multi-million-dollar corporation though? Like,
yeah, because they have the best lawyers in the world.
yeah,
But
so
it
if you
doesn't matter
win,
if-
like,
Yeah, but yeah. So, but like, if your lawyer could be like $100 an hour lawyer, which is cheap, 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 right? But if it's that easy of a suit, there's literally no way they can fuck it up. It doesn't matter if the McDonald's corporation's lawyer is the best lawyer in the world. If your shit is that suable, I think that's why they were like, bro, like chase that bag, and she was like, all right,
Are you referring to
I don't blame
the
them.
coffee lady or the?
yeah, like
Oh.
the coffee lady.
Well, what do you
Like,
think?
I don't know,
What do you
fuck 'em,
think
dude.
about the people that they felt like generally misled by the fact that consuming multiple cheeseburgers on a daily basis from McDonald's was not nutritious for them?
I mean, I think we have an obesity problem in the United States, and it's probably a good thing that they post their nutrition facts and
you're
or
telling
offer
me this chair
salads.
is fucked.
Yeah.
You're definitely not obese.
Well, medically, yes, but but I think
The term obese is so lightly used. Like, do you guys know what morbidly obese is considered?
I
I
don't know
think it's
about.
like 220 pounds and you're like morbidly obese for an average man.
Well, yeah, it's like
It's
Like,
it goes
it's
off your
100 pounds
height.
over your ideal body weight, which is on BMI. But BMI is stupid, right? Because like I could be like, you know, like I don't know, the BMI is just stupid. It's not like I mean, it's generally like somewhat decent at like considering if someone's healthy, but there's some people that are just so muscular or that are just not muscular at all, and it's just like you're unhealthy, but it's just not how it works, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But like them offering salads is good because unfortunately, like it's way cheaper to eat like shit in the United States. So
Yeah,
it's
but it's
probably
not like
good
it
that they're-
matters anyways. Have you guys seen the amount of calories that are in the fast food salads? It's like pointless. I got the best thing that we got
It's
out of
all in
that
the
was
dressing.
well, the best thing that we got out of that was them posting the nutrition facts on like literally every product, just so you could see how much fucking
good, anyways.
just so you could see how much sodium's in your
all
French
right,
fries.
so if you're like an average, if you're an average 6 foot male, then you start being obese at 220 pounds.
Are you 6 foot?
Yeah.
I'm talking about morbidly obese though. That's a big difference.
Okay, a morbidly obese is 300 pounds.
So you're not 300 pounds.
So at what point is there another
I
term?
was.
Is there another term
Yeah.
where it gets past that point? Because those
Underweight, normal, overweight, obese, morbidly obese, extremely obese.
extremely obese is over morbidly obese.
Yeah, I think so. This is what this scale says right here.
Wow.
So like,
Yeah, it went from like morbid, like you're gonna die fat, to like you're extremely gonna die fat.
yeah, that's like the 800 pounds, like the
like
people that you see on TV, like
on
did you see that
TLC, those
TikTok?
twin sisters. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
was it the ones that were like sodies?
Pa, I don't even know, dude.
Dude, yo,
Don't it frustrates me that like that mentality, and I like the whole like body shaming culture thing where you're not supposed to like call out people for being like ridiculously overweight. I don't have a problem if you want to go and eat like 6,000 calories a day. More power to you, but don't go out and preach that it's
that's
like,
actually not even that much. Nah, it's not. I don't think. Okay, so this is what.
it's when people go out
Okay,
and
no,
preach
because
that
I
it's
think you kind
equally
of
as
fall.
healthy.
I think you've fallen down like the alt-right pipeline because what like you think is that
it's not. There's nothing political about it. It's just the fact that
yes, there is.
if
Because
your kneecaps are having like are having like cataclysmic attacks whenever you walk, there's probably going to be an issue with your health. Like
okay, yeah, but that's not what body shaming defines. Body shaming is like if you see someone in public that weighs a lot, you shouldn't shame them because you don't know if they have COPD or you don't know if they have, type diabetes that they can't control. You don't know if they have some like disease that like doesn't enable them to exercise or anything. That's what it talks about.
They got a thyroid
Now,
problem, Gavin.
yeah,
I
so
think
like
that's like the general
right, but what people
excuse. Yeah.
no, but okay, but people, it's transform because okay, all society is nowadays is like, oh my god, I hate this, I hate that because stupid SJW liberals. But like, that's not what the original meaning of
Okay,
body shaming was.
look at
like
it
that.
look at it from this. Like 3 out of 4 deaths in America are due to heart related issues. So like, when you correlate diet to that and look at the size, like in the obesity rate of Americans, it's not hard to put 2 and 2 together and see that maybe we should stop worrying about the feelings of said overweight person and maybe start being like, hey, that thing you're saying that you're equally as healthy as somebody who exercises and eats relatively healthy.
Okay, well, those people are just irrelevant. Like they're no one's believing them that being fat is healthy.
I think people are genuinely being misled by that narrative.
I disagree. I don't really think that's a thing.
There's
I do think that there are people that make other people
what about
think...
like Amy Schumer, like being body positive, like
Lizzo's a better
I don't even know who
example.
that
She
is.
Lizzo
or like what is that girl's name?
Lizzo does
Like, Megan-
exercise though. Like she is trying to lose weight. So like, it's like not like some
appear to
like
have
big
lost-
ordeal,
Austin, welcome back.
He's back. Let's go. Nice internet.
My
dude.
Discord just decided to completely restart itself out of
Nice,
nowhere,
dude.
so that's pretty cool.
Amazing.
So like the Lizzo thing, like she exercises and she like eats well.
Yeah,
like she's turning her life
recently,
around.
but she's getting a lot of criticism for that.
That's just irrelevant. Like,
A lot
does that
of-
shit really matter?
Well, because she was kind of like the figurehead and the public image for like the female the female overweight body empowerment thing. Like initially she was like, I love my body. You should be proud of your body no matter how big you are. And then she started to exercise and try to lose weight I think she went on a diet actually, whatever it was. And she got like absolutely attacked by a lot of people on social media and stuff because it was completely contradictory to what she was to that narrative.
But even like that, like I said, the Megan Trainor girl who like did that song about
Oh,
being
you're talking about Meghan Trainor.
Megan Trainor, what's the Adele? Same thing.
Oh yeah, Adele got a lot of hate when she lost weight, like
Yeah.
a lot.
I just think that it's like the people that are like hating on them, they don't understand the narrative just as much as people that hate the movement because they think that it's about like you can't lose weight or you'll get canceled. Like both sides of the issue are stupid. Like if people want to lose weight, good on them, but it's like their life. Like I'm not gonna tell them go on a diet and eat or like okay, so if it was like my friend, like I would like Austin is healthy enough to where I don't have to tell him like go to a fucking gym and diet, you fucking fat ass, right?
Yeah, if I'm
But like
if I'm
it's not my
friends,
business to like come up to you and be like, yo, like I don't know who
no.
you are, but stop
I
eating.
lost
You know what I
15
mean?
pounds this month for that wedding.
Oh yeah. No,
Just for the wedding.
I don't.
Yeah, just flex real quick.
Here's
I had
the
to fit
thing.
into a shirt that I liked.
I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody is actually going up to like a super overweight person in person and directly telling them that. What's going to happen is they're just going to be harassing them over the internet about it. Like that's always going to be like something to fall back onto. But like, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess, but if there's anything I've learned in the past couple months, it's that
But
people are
if
just
I'm
over
friends
the
with
internet are just
if I'm friends with somebody, and I'm just gonna use the TLC sisters as a reference again. Go ahead and do a quick Google search of them if you haven't. One of them
Are you
is
talking about the one
so
that
overweight that she is gaining
Yes.
weight in her forehead because it has nowhere else to go.
Yes, I know. This is the one where she goes, "What are you
Oh
eating
my
every day?" And she
God.
goes, "Sodies."
Yeah.
Is
Oh
that what you're-
wow.
Is it Amy and Tammy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so listen.
If one of my friends
This
is
shit
that
had me
large,
cracking up.
I'm probably gonna.
Yes,
I'm
but
gonna
that's your
tell them.
friend, and if they get mad at you for that, they're not your friends.
I don't think the
It's okay.
problem is walking up to people personally. I think the problem is like, some of these people will get out here with these body positive message of like this health at any size idea. And then whenever they get any backlash for putting themselves out publicly as saying some like medically retarded shit like that, like everybody who's like, no, you're not healthy at any size, like lose some weight, like this isn't how, your body works. And then everybody's like, why are you body shaming these people?
That's
And it's like, well,
exactly. I don't think
they got out and they were like preaching this medical bullshit, and so I'm telling them people that it's medical bullshit.
Yeah, and I don't think you need to. It doesn't need to be like heavily political. I don't think you need to be alt-right to just have basic common sense that when your body reaches a certain weight and size, you're more likely to just shut down. Your body can't move around all that.
Also, like, let's be
Yeah, but
real.
I don't
Like
think that the culture
I
is
do
as
a lot of
prevalent.
things that are unhealthy for me because I like them. All right, like I'm at a weight that is probably unhealthy for me because I like to eat. I vape because I like it, even though I know it's unhealthy for me. Like it's cool if you want to do like unhealthy things, but I'm not running around being like, this right here keeps the cancer away.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
Exactly.
shit like that. I'm not like, yeah, this is probably, doing something deleterious to my health. And, if you want to live like a picturesque, healthy life, then you should probably not partake in the same things that I do.
Yeah, that's my only problem with it is when people try to misconstrue it and say that you can have you have the same lifespan or possibility of lifespan of like as somebody with a healthy size while being overweight. I think that's preposterous, and I think it's even more insane that people are just spreading that narrative and being okay. And people are actually accepting it because they don't know they want to feel validated. They don't know how to react because they don't know what kind of backlash they're going to get if they go against that. You know what I mean? That's just like what we live in.
Also,
I think
like,
that people are like upset also that because they don't want to put in the work and go to the gym and get skinny that no one's attracted to them.
Yeah,
I think
so
that's part of it as well.
I was like 300 pounds and I lost like 60 pounds like a year ago. And then I lost like 15 pounds this month because I gained some back because I got off but like after doing all this weight fluctuation and like I lost a lot of respect for people who bitch about dieting. Because like
Yeah.
I know it's my own anecdotal experience, but like for me personally, it wasn't hard. It's just like you just gotta have the determination to count your calories, stop eating so much, like stop
Yeah.
going to Zaxby's, stop, fucking. It's like I don't know. I kind of reached this point where I would be like, man, I really want Zaxby's. And then I would like track the calories and be like, okay, well, I'm going to eat Zaxby's today, but this is the only thing I'm going to eat today because this is like all the
You have to
calories.
run a calorie deficit, exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, if I want this thing, I can have it, but that's all I can have.
Yeah.
And when you start looking at food like that, it kind of,
Yeah. And I understand for a lot of people out there, you can't. It's not going to be completely black and white. Like there's going to be a lot of things
Yeah.
contributing to it, like depression, Like, but at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, that all sucks, but that's kind of what makes us human. We have to figure out the different things that are constantly testing us, and we got to figure out ways to persevere. And if you don't have the self-discipline to overcome, and I know it sounds like, on paper it sounds easy to just be like, yeah, like just like stop being unmotivated to go do something about it, but that's an important quality that I think everybody needs to learn, is to just be able to say, like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this because it's beneficial for me regardless. I like it. You don't need to just do it to affect your overall physical appearance. You know what I mean? You need to do it. If you want to do it, you need to do it for you, and it's 100% gonna have an effect on your health long term.
That's the main thing. Like I just gained weight and didn't want to lose it. Like I didn't even, like when I graduated high school, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be like super fat for the rest of my life. That's cool with me. Like I don't give a fuck. But like when I really started to want to make a change, somebody close to my ex at the time had a heart attack, and he like weighed less than I did, and he was like 35 or something. And I was like, like this isn't.
Yeah, it's
isn't
also
good.
pretty painful as well. Heart attacks.
Yeah,
are pretty
well,
damn
to get
painful.
open heart surgery, they have to crack your ribs open and pry your chest apart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's not even like so. For example, I learned this in a lot of my med classes. When you have a heart attack, it feels like an elephant sitting on your chest, right? Like that's how they describe it. It feels like an elephant, like a 2 tons are sitting on your chest. And the way you know someone's having a heart attack is that it's so painful that your body makes you try and rip your ribs up. I don't know if you know that, but like heart attacks are not like they're not like something that have happened to humans forever. Like there's something called a secondhand heart attack, which is obviously like when you drown, right? You run out of oxygen, so then your blood stops pumping, so then you have a heart attack. But like heart attacks by like weight, like, or like too much cholesterol, like that has not happened to
I know.
humans until like a few hundred years ago, right?
I
So
wouldn't
our
even say
bodies
that
don't
long.
even know.
I feel like
around like the what?
I was just gonna say, like, just in America, like the past like 60 years alone, like you look back, like, anything past 60 years ago, and like if you were like freakishly overweight, like some of these people that are being glorified on TLC, you were essentially like the freak show. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, it was hard to get that overweight without like shit that we don't have banned in the United States, like unsaturated fats, preservatives, like all that shit is banned
unregulated,
elsewhere
like,
in the
food
world.
stuff. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of crazy to think, like, even in like the 20s, you go to like some knockoff brand like circus show or like a freak show, like a carnival type of thing, like people that like the heaviest man in the world, like that type of thing, like late 1800s, like literally, like, we're not that big, but now it's like the relatively normal size for an American is just to be like incredibly overweight, like well beyond that limit.
I think that's like so much of a deeper issue than the culture around it. I just think that
Yeah, it's this
when people are poor, they don't have time to care about their health, right? So like
that's also
someone
true.
like
So like poor
Austin,
people are disproportionately overweight because most of the time the cheapest food is the shittiest food. Like this,
right? Yeah, because like
which is
what
a
costs
problem.
more, a burger at like Walmart or a burger from McDonald's? That's not actually
Yeah.
a fucking burger. Like,
Yeah, and
you know
that's
what I mean? Like,
that's a huge problem, as well as a lack of education, or putting that type of education on a pedestal of like importance for like lower class individuals in this country.
And a lot of people don't know how to prepare healthy foods because
Yeah.
you'll be like, well, carrots are only, so many cents a piece. And then they're like, okay, well, what can I do with carrots? I can make stew. I can eat them raw. What else do I do with carrots? A lot of people just don't know how to prepare. Like most people can't walk into a produce section and just like be like, ah, yes, there's a tasty meal coming from this.
People that are poor don't have time to worry. Like, there's a point in my family's life where we were like meal to meal, right? So like we didn't have time to like, one, worry about how it affected us, two, worry about how it affected others, because it's like also like poor people are the most they are the most like wasteful. I don't know if you know that as well. Like, third world countries actually put off a lot more pollution per capita than like the United States does, right? Because like you guys, like we're on a level where like we're like, okay, cool, we have the time and the resources to like recycle or like use reusable water bottles. But like poor people, like they don't give a fuck about any of that. They just are trying to survive, and like that's the issue, is mostly people that are overweight are below the poverty line, right? So
I will
it's
say, though,
beyond a
like
cancel culture thing or whatever,
just
weight
to
culture.
make acknowledgments about it, like losing weight can be incredibly hard, and having like an unhealthy attitude or like towards your body image or your weight can be like extremely deleterious. Like especially when it goes in like bulimia, anorexia, or
Mhm.
just overeating. Like I would definitely suggest, like, if you think you have like a problem with your weight, that you do some deep diving into your mental stability and kind of
Absolutely.
suss that out first. Because I will say, like, the both times that I've lost the most amount of weight were both when I were in like happy relationships and like I didn't feel like I had a lot of mental stuff, and then I gained weight in the in between time where like
Mhm.
things weren't as great. So I will say,
Yeah.
like, your mental outlook can change a lot about
100%, yeah.
Yeah, if you're in a place in your life where you're super insecure, or you're depressed, or you have a lot of you're just not, you're very demotivated to put forth effort to see any results. It's like really important to work through that and get yourself in a
reach out
healthy.
to people.
Yeah, you need to get yourself. That's what's honestly, that's one of the most important things about being active and having a healthy eating habits, is not necessarily just to see the physical transformation, but it's more so because it has a huge direct correlation with your overall mental health, and people don't really get that.
I mean, yeah, if you put fucking shitty low grade fuel in a car, it's not gonna run as well, you know? So it's like if you're just putting fucking McDonald's in yourself 3 times a day, you're gonna be probably depressed because you're a ridiculous nutritional deficiency. And then that leads to you not being motivated to work out. And like, because every single time I've gone through workout phases in my life are like usually like incredible highs, right? And I probably like I have a lot more lows than highs. So like people are always like, "Oh, I thought you were going to the gym," and I'm like, "No, not anymore."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
That last
yeah.
week was a happier week. So
Yeah.
speaking of go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I go to the gym 3 times a week. One thing I'm really bad about is actually like dieting, and I don't. It's not really a resolution because I fucking hate resolutions. I think they're stupid. But I do at some point this year. I want to gradually get into a habit of possibly meal prepping, or just like I just want to eat
Super fun.
healthier, because I mean I'm only 21, but I'm starting to actually notice like physical and mental effects that food have on me. But back to what I was getting to was going to the gym 3 times a week. I fucking hate working out. It's not fun. It's not easy, but I like the feeling that I have whenever I've completed a workout. I feel really good about myself. I feel like I accomplished something, something that's improving my overall physique and health. And it's there's definitely some sort of like chemical reaction that happens. Yo.
Anybody ask?
Any
I don't think
askers?
so,
Well,
bro.
I just thought that'd be important to add to
Yeah,
the.
no, nobody fucking
Nah.
cares. Anyway, Riley was talking about low grade fuel.
Oh yeah,
And
back to
speaking of low grade fuel,
yeah, Riley.
what about rust?
Yeah, but before we get to rest, just exactly how many positions have you had in the kitchen, Riley?
4.
Wow.
Mercenary, doggy.
Well, see, he's like, well, let's see. I was an oven. I was a walk-in cooler.
That's not a station, man. That would be called the baker.
I know. I'm just like
That
cycling
would-
through all the different.
The walk-in cooler is not also a position that
I
you
was
would
the
hold.
walk-in cooler. I would.
Hey,
I
yo,
would-
Riley, hand me some meat, bro.
Fucking. Nah, there's like 3 main roles in a kitchen actually. There's usually a prep station, a garde-manger, and a saute grill top, depending on like what your restaurant does. So like, yeah, I was
Yo.
Look at Austin, homie tapped out. He's going to bed.
Hey, let me just
But,
reiterate. I was sarcastically asking. You don't need to go into full detail about how awesome of a sous chef you were. But if you
Awesome,
if you
dude.
want to talk
Bro, are we
about
back? Are we podcasting, or are we still talking about cooking?
Yeah. No, but actually, I want to talk about Rust because it's actually super interesting. Like right now on Twitch, it's let me look at how many views it has. I think it has somewhere around 300K right now.
Fuck up.
It's at 300K right now, and earlier today it was at 1.2 million. And this
Who
is
was
interesting
streaming it?
because
make it-
everybody,
Yeah,
literally
everybody?
everybody. Like, okay,
Shroud,
XQC,
Mizkif,
Shroud,
yeah.
and that was 1.2. Sorry, not just on Twitch, on all platforms. So that's like YouTube, Facebook Live,
Yeah.
all that shit. Which is it's really interesting because like we were playing it before this shit blew up. Like we were like, yo, this game's like actually kind of fun. Like, why the fuck does nobody play this game? And then
It like blew up around us.
it
yeah.
just literally, yeah. I mean, like we were just pioneers, I guess. I don't know. No, but anyways, fucking the whole entire like offline TV, like Valkyrie, Disguised Toast. I don't know if Toast plays it that much, but they made an actual Rust server that like all these big content creators are playing on. And like, I'm not a big Twitch viewer. I'm a streamer, but I don't watch Twitch. I think it's like a waste. Like, I don't have time to usually watch that much Twitch. But like, it's like super funny. Like, it's funny as fuck. And yeah, I just think it's interesting. Like, why do these games blow up out of nowhere, right? Like, why did Among Us take 2 years to blow up? Why is Rust just now blowing up? This game's been good and it's been out for like
It's
ever.
been big before too. That's the weird thing. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I
been
know.
big before Rust.
It's
used to
a
be.
trend. That's really what
It's not.
is.
It's because there's no good games out right now, bro. Like, nothing's fun. Just
But
my
that's also
opinion.
kind of true.
Like, what
There
the
is
fuck?
really
Like,
no
what
good
game is
multiplayer
fun right
games out
now?
right now.
Like,
No.
COD sucks. There's no Battlefield. There's no like. Everyone's tired of GTA. You know what I'm saying? Like
The problem
all
with
like the
COD
big.
is that they didn't put out a new battle royale. They just integrated the old one, so like it's kind of boring.
Yeah,
like,
I
the new
know. I
map
would have
came out
tried
and
it out and
everybody's like,
played it probably. Super weird.
Yeah, I'm not. I
But
don't,
yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro. And we're having a lot of fun on it. Like sometimes it's really tilting. Like it's probably the most tilting game to die in. Like by far, like it's tilting as fuck.
yeah.
But
and
it's really fun.
the shitty part about that is death is like pretty much guaranteed. Every time you get on, you're gonna die a couple times. It's just inevitable.
Okay, so I guess for anybody who doesn't know what Rust is, so it's kind of like Ark or any other survival game like that, where you start off with a rock and you chop down trees and you get some wood and you get some stone and you make a base and then you can make bows and then you can go loot these places and try to get guns and then so everybody's like grinding these resources and all of them are finite and then you drop all these players into a server and they're trying to like compete with each other and destroy other people's bases and get their shit and all this other stuff. So if anybody doesn't know what Rust is, that's kind of like the general idea.
And it's like it's not like this like super easy game. Like I mean, yeah, I mean it's not like ridiculously hard like compared to like shit like Bloodborne, right? Or like the Dark Souls series. Like it's not like holy shit, this game is hard. I actually have to like lean forward in game. But like it's not the easiest survival, especially a multiplayer game. Like you like it's tilting, but it like I don't
Yeah.
know what's so addictive about it. Like like I guarantee you if you were watching this right now and you never played it and you decide to go play it right now, you will fucking want to refund it within the first 30 minutes of playing it. Like
I did
I mean,
yeah.
Gavin, you wanted to refund it, right?
He did refund
I
it.
did refund it.
Oh
first
yeah.
time.
I played it like 3 years ago. I got it because it was on sale, and I played for about 30 minutes and then immediately refunded it. It was a terrible first beginning experience. Yeah.
Sometimes you just spawn in and then there's just some like late game dude that just mows you down with an AK and you're like, all right, bro, fuck this.
Well, sometimes you also have these really wholesome interactions where you like walk up to this super geared person. And you're like, you go into the in-game comms. You're like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, yeah, I'm just chilling. And he drops you a bunch of gear. Like Gavin and I had an experience where these people just raided this base and they took all the shit they wanted and they built Gavin this staircase to get into this base they just raided and was like, here, you can take everything that's left. So we had a bunch of guns and shit.
Yeah, I remember you guys telling me that. Like, that's so crazy. I mean, I've never been nice to anybody.
No, Riley, he sees
Like,
new players and just he fucks with it. Austin today we were streaming Rest on Twitch and he found this guy and he's like, hey man, you want a team? He's like, yeah, sure. And he's like asking us how many hours we have and stuff. He's like, yeah, I got 300 hours. And so he leads him into the base and he's like, all right, so yeah, just go down there, authorize yourself to the TC. And as soon as he walks downstairs, he just gets fucking killed by a flame turret.
That's how I died.
That yeah, and your body was down there as well, but it was
the kid goes when he's getting torched, or this thing goes, and he just looked at me, goes, "Wow, very funny," and then he just died.
Yeah, Riley.
I love the way you walk in Rust when you have nothing in your hands because you walk with your arms like this. So
Yeah.
like when people are crouching, they're like doing this number.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Riley,
It's like
Dude.
hilarious.
You like straight up terrorizes new players.
Yeah, this dude would like running with a
me.
rock, and Riley be like, "Oh, there's a guy 240." It's like Riley, he's naked, he's running around with a rock. He's like, "I'll go get him."
But it goes beyond that too. He doesn't just like immediately kill him. He like talks to him in
It's like psychological torture. I'll be like, "Yo, man, you want some food?" And I'll throw a potato on the ground.
and then when he goes to pick it up, he just
fucking,
blasts them.
I'll just fucking blast their head off their shoulder.
It's so toxic. It's pretty
Horrible.
funny though.
The best part is like, so like you can insta kill them, but like if you don't do enough damage to insta kill them by like a headshot, you just down them, and then they just look up and their like head is locked, so you can just like stand on top of them and like just look at them with a gun and then just like right in their. Like, funny story actually. My aunt was like my whole family was watching me stream like upstairs, which is like right here. It's like right above my room. And they were watching me stream. I didn't know they were watching me stream. This is like one of the first few times we had played Rust. And my aunt was like, "Well, why do people watch them play games? Like why this game, for example?" She's like, "He's not really doing anything." And as soon as she said that, this naked walks up to me and Gavin, and he has a rock, and I'm like, I downed him, and I was like, "Yo, man, what's up, man?" And I was like, "How was your Christmas, bro?" He was like, "It was actually really bad. My grandma got COVID." And then I'm just standing above him, and I just shoot him in the head with the pistol, and his like blood splatters everywhere. And my aunt was like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "Is Riley a serial killer?"
I feel like Rust is gonna be a weird game for people to see that don't play video games. Just a bunch of naked people, some like bare ass and tits, penises and the vaginas just
Yeah, she
running
also
around.
was like, why can I see his penis? She's like, "Is that allowed?" And my sister was explaining, like, yeah, as long as you don't like make it the center of your attention. Like, if you're not like, "Wow, look at that dick," like, you can't get banned on Twitch for it.
Which I did
Yo,
do today.
Yeah, Gavin, which I had my nudity off, so thank God. Gavin was like, "Yo, look at this dude's massive tits." And I was like,
No,
"Bro."
I was talking to a random outside the base, and I was like, "Wow, man, those are some nice tits." and
I was like,
and then
"Careful, you're gonna
Riley's
get
like, "I
banned."
think you can get banned for that if you make it the center of your stream." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I talked in chat again. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm not allowed to do this, but I'm not allowed to say this, but nice tits, man."
My favorite thing is like running up to people like fully geared that are naked and be like, whoa, man, come here. Hey, hold on. Nice cock."
Just
And
fucking,
then they're like, "Thanks, man." I'm like, "All right, see you later, bro."
I just kill every naked I see, bro.
Yeah, we're well aware. I wonder what the next trending game is going to be, because
I
Tarkov
don't
looks like it's
know.
kind of popping off right now. So when it has a full release, it'll probably be popping.
It's already been
because there was
trending
a
though. Like
wipe.
it already had like a.
Every single time there's a wipe in that game, it just blows up again because it's a good game.
I want to play that game too, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down
it's
to play
pretty
it
good.
whenever it has a full launch.
It's pretty good. It's just really like clunky IMO, and the learning curve is horrible. Like
Yeah.
it
Well, it wasn't too great on Rust
either.
either.
Got it. Well,
I
no,
don't
but
think
Rust is
was as
like
bad. Like if you just
nah.
hit
Rust
tree
wasn't
with
that
rock,
bad.
hit stone with rock.
Build spear.
Yeah, but like if you don't know how to build your base correctly or stuff like that, then like you'll get ran over.
Yeah, but there's like
instantly.
noob friendly servers and shit. You know what I'm saying? That are like like noobs only, right?
Yeah.
Like in Tarkov, I refunded it because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and like I eventually repurchased it, but like I still really have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Honestly, like I play that game and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
I'm just waiting
But
for VR to be like super accessible so that everybody's
VR
playing that.
Rust, is that a thing? Does Rust have VR?
I don't think they have VR support, but I think eventually all games will have it. I think it'll be the centerfold of a lot of game launches is VR. Once they have it like down to perfection, so where it's not like it's not incredibly invasive for people who are not experienced with VR, and it's like financially reasonable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like VR.
I think like for all the people that don't particularly like VR, it'll eventually get to a point where there's some appeal to it. We're reaching an hour
There
right
actually
now. If you guys
is
want to call it
the-
here in a second.
Yeah, just one thing. There actually is Rust on VR.
Is it really?
Yeah, imagine
Do
that
you,
game
do you
on
swing the rock yourself?
fucking
Probably. That'd be kind of fun.
that would be funny. Or like fucking throwing a spear.
Yeah. I wonder how
Gotta
many
yeet
fucking
that
like
shit.
those
The bow would be
handle
fun.
Controllers
controls.
are broken.
The bow
Yeah,
would
the
be
bow
yeah.
bow mechanics are really satisfying in VR games. Same with gun mechanics. Like I have this one game that's like COD on VR, and it's like super fun. Like pull the mag out, put it in, pull back the hand. It's like super cool. I bet Rust would be cool.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I played
Maybe you'd actually be able to control the gun's recoil in that game on
yeah,
VR.
I played Super Hot VR. That was really fun.
Yeah,
If it,
that
do you-
game is super fun.
Super hot.
Super hot. Yeah, that game is awesome.
And
That
then like
game's
Blade
good,
and
yeah.
Sorcery. I had like Star Wars mods, so I would like play as Darth Vader and like shit on all the younglings.
Nothing like killing kids in a video game.
Yeah, amazing, man, amazing.
Well, you guys have any final talking points you guys want to go over, or do you guys want to wrap it up?
I'm good.
I think I'm good, man. I think I got it all out.
All right. Woo! That concludes episode 3. Good shit, boys. We finally got around to recording another episode. That's an achievement right there. If you guys watching the video enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, comment, hit the subscribe, maybe turn the bell on for notifications. Follow the social media on screen, and it'll also be in the description as well. And this will go up on the it'll go up on January 3rd, so today. I think at some point we mentioned earlier, not on the podcast, but I was talking to Riley. We might try to upload a little bit more frequently, because if we're going to be talking about like current events and stuff, we want to maintain some relevancy to the topics and not be like a week and a half off of like the major events and stuff. So we'll probably experiment a little bit with that as we pump out a few more episodes. But thanks for stopping by and watching the video, and I hope you guys all have a great day.